Hey everyone, it's monthly Manny time. Hey everyone, today I have all of my April 2024 manis to share with you. I wore 23 manicures this past month. I ended up using 42 polishes to do my manis this month. I did end up doing a couple nail art style manis. Louise is also out co-hosting today, so if you don't know her, she is my female bearded dragon and she is a super sweetheart. Let's just roll right into these manis. First manicure I wore last month was Great Lakes Lacquer Kaka what? And this one is a super shifty, pretty shimmery polish. This was a super beautiful formula and a super pretty manicure. This one was an untried in my collection. And at the same time, I did do a pedi. I used Medisol by Julep, which is a super pretty, like shimmery orange, large particle polish. So gorgeous. Kind of looks a little bit metallic, but this one is super pretty and I felt like it kind of complemented this mani. This next mani you might have seen in the community tab. I actually asked, how many coats do you think this polish took? This polish is a super sheer jelly polish. So when I worked this polish, I did it in extremely thin coats because the squishy formula for me with a jelly, I would rather just do it in several thin coats rather than try to build up something that's squidgy and might dent in the process of drying. I just feel like it's a better process for me. But this one ended up taking 9 coats. I almost went in for 10, but I was over it. And it looked pretty good. It covered pretty well. And the only time you could see my nail line was like extreme sunlight and extreme angles. So that was fine. And I ended up really liking the manicure. There's a lot of flakies in there. But you can see right here in the bubble of the fill line, you can see that there's like no polish on the bottle. That's because it's just so sheer. That's one way you can tell the sheerness of a polish is just to kind of hold it up to the light and see what the fill bubble looks like. If it's extremely sheer, expect it to build up extremely sheerly. That is something I have learned over time. Like if I'm at the store, you can kind of look at the fill bubble to see how sheer a polish is. This gorgeous mani was by Phoenix Nail Polish. This one is We Burned Bright, and this one was a Hella Handmade Creations exclusive back from June 2023. This was such a pretty one, I could not pass it up. I love a flaky bomb, and a sheer flaky, it just really looks cool the way it builds up. It looks kind of opalescent or gem-like, and I'm just really attracted to those types of polishes. So it's worth the build up to me, but I'm going to try this one with a visible nail line blurring base coat next time and see how that works. The next one I thought was an untried until I got it on my nails and I quickly realized I had worn this polish before. This one is Bee's Knees Lacquer. We Love a Tragic Romance. This one is such a pretty flaky polish. It's a really pretty pink base. It's got these pink reflectives. It's just so pretty. I love this one and I really enjoyed it for the second time around, even though I didn't quite realize I had worn it before. Second it hit my nails though, I was like, oh, I remember this. It is really pretty and I love pink flakies on me, so this is another really fave in my Bee's Knees collection. The next manicure was a combo from my project polish. I have 2 different juleps here. I have Roxy and Lulu, and I feel like Roxy is such a cute topper. I love the way it looks over like any light pastel color. Really great over anything pretty much, and it's just a really fun one. I'm kind of gonna miss it when it's gone. And then I put it over Lulu, which is just such a pretty soft lavender cream, just the lightest of pastel purples. Loved the way this one paired together. This next polish is probably one of my favorite pink curlies in my collection. This one is Glisten and Glow's Piglet and Pooh Friends Forever. This one was actually a polish pickup polish back from October 2022. It just has the perfect pink glitter mix in the perfect pink base, and I just love it every time I wear it. It is just so stinking cute. This next one is a new brand to my nails. I've had this polish forever and just have not got around to wearing it, so this one was a untried in my collection. This is Twisting Nether Lacquers Starlight. This one was from July Rewind 2022. So that means this was for my first ever Polish pickup order, direct from Polish Pickup. And this is such a cute rainbow Corelli. I remember when I got this, I was like, oh my gosh, does this make me such a happy little Crayola kid? Because oh my gosh, there's just so many colors in here. And there is star glitters. So not only are there star glitters in the bottle, they actually sent a little pack of star glitters for placement. I didn't end up using any of those for this mani, and I don't think I ended up getting any stars in my manicure swipes just on its own. But it's just such a cute Crelly no matter what, with or without the stars. It's just so cute. It's like a little gobstopper or something like that. It's just super rainbowy within that white base. Just a super traditional Crelly. I love, love, love this one. I did get quite the fill line off of my one little manicure though, so this one I will have to savor and love. This one took like 4 coats, I think, but it could have been done in 3. I just went ahead and gave it the 4. I'm just so finicky about nail line. It's kind of ridiculous. Next up, I wore my one and only Zoya nail polish. I have a slight petty beef with Zoya, which maybe I'll do a video on. If you guys want to hear me rant about Zoya and why I don't buy from them much, just let me know down in the comments. I'd love to do that video for you guys. But this polish I saw at TJ Maxx. This is a Mira. This one totally dupes. This is Ranunculus by China Glaze. I really love that polish. And that's why I bought this polish, is like I'm almost through that one. I saw this one and I was like, wow, it kind of reminds me of something. Got home, realized what it was. The thing is, this one does have a little bit more shimmer. It's a little more glitzy than the China Glaze one. But the thing is, when I wore this on its own, I just wasn't as thrilled with it as I was when I first started wearing that China Glaze. I don't know. It's okay. But this one may or may not end up in my D stash. It is really pretty looking at it here in the light. It's got all these great shifts at extreme angle, which I didn't really see on the nail, but it's a pretty polish. It is, but I think this one I like better in the bottle than I do on myself, which is kind of weird because I was super excited for this one. I was super excited to finally have a Zoya that I thought was cool looking, and now I'm just kind of like, oh, it's just kind of meh. Well, okay, that's pleasant. So I don't know, I might end up de-stashing this one, but it's a pretty polish. The next one is one of my all-time favorite Crellies. This is a Crystal Knockout polish. This is also from PPU Rewind. This one is Astrology Owl. This is a thermal polish and it is so stinking cute. It goes from like a pink to a light pink nearing white, and it has some blue star glitters as well as all kinds of circle glitters, small and large, and it's just so cute. I love it every time I wear it, and I already want to wear it again. It's literally one of my faves. It's definitely one I would vote back for PPU Rewind because I want a backup. It's one of the thermals in my collection that I always think about and I'm always thinking about pulling for. So yeah, it's just definitely really up there in my collection and I love it every time. Next up, I did a duo of polishes. This was to kind of dupe a couple polishes and duos that I was wanting from Polish Pickup HHC and some other pre-order sites. I have Juleps Kayla, which I really love, as well as Phoenix I Need You, which was a Hella Handmade Creations polish. This one was back from October 2023. I used the topper from that duo over this polish, which I felt like gave a really similar vibe to some of the polishes that I was wanting, and it kept me from buying a couple polishes that I was going to add to the collection. I love when I can find a look-alike, and this was a really pretty one. I loved the way that this looked. The next one is definitely one of my favorite orange polishes. This one is OPI Mango for it. It is a really shimmery, bright orange polish. It does have these tiny little glimmer shimmer particles that do shift on extreme angles, but they are just a little something extra to the beautiful cream formula on this polish. So pretty. This next manicure was actually a twin mani of 2 untried polishes in my collection. This is a Bee's Knees Lacquer Duo picked by Torrie from Bits of Polish. She came up with this gorgeous Bee's Knees Lacquer Duo, and this is the Wheel Walker and Aurelian. These both have a shifty multi-chrome looking element to them, and then they also have reflective. So together, they were definitely really fun and interesting. I loved this duo. To see Torrie's version of this mani, definitely check her out here on YouTube and over on Insta at Bits of Polish. This was definitely a really fun combo. Next up, I wore Hella by Linby Designs from the sticker collection part 2. I have that whole collection and adore them. This is like the more blue leaning green in the collection, and I definitely liked the way this one looked. Super, super cute. And I love the flakies in these. They all have the same finish, and I just adore them.
Looks like Lou was on the move while I was grabbing my next bottle.
And then when I changed my polish, I also changed my petty. I used that gorgeous, gorgeous blue from my project polish, and I adored this one. I kept it on for a couple of weeks and just loved it. The next one is my first ever Hearts and Promises manicure. I think this is my only polish by them. This is an absolutely adorable pink acrylic that has some hollow flakes as well as these brilliant magenta flakes, which I don't think I've ever seen before, but they're just such a pretty addition to the polish. This one is called Olivia. This is a breast cancer awareness polish from Hella Handmade Creations, October 2022. I absolutely love this polish and can't wait to wear it again. This next manicure is so pretty. It's really cool, but oh my gosh, it took 10 polishes. I just wasn't quite thrilled with it, you know? I just kept working on it. I just didn't feel like it was complete and kept adding things. I started with a pastel rainbow gradient out of those gorgeous pastels that I pulled for my first ever Topic Tuesday, the rainbow pastels. That was such a fun video, and those polishes I felt like looked so pretty together. I had to wear them as a manicure. So I kind of went and did this lazy gradient, and I felt like it was a little too lazy in some areas because it was a little bit stark in a couple areas. Like some of the colors did not blend as nicely as some of the other ones looked, but it was overall a really cute mani. I did end up really liking it, but I did top those pastel colors with 3 toppers. I started with Paparazzi Canary Me Away. This one can be built to opacity in like 4 coats, but I feel like it's a really cute topper as well, specifically over pastels. Over darker colors, it gives like a white streaky, doesn't look very good, but over pastels, it gives this little glint of a yellow sparkle. And then I topped it with Sassy and Chic's 941, which is just a super, super fine scattered hollow particle, which also was just super dainty, and I felt like I wanted a little something more. So after those 2 toppers, I finally went in with something a little more chunky, which is the Crystal Top Coat by Sally Hansen. This one is that really pretty, like rainbowy, crystallic microflake. It's kind of like a translucent multicolor flake, and it transforms over every color you put it over. I really liked this over pastels as well. It just gave a really soft, pretty, opaly look, and I just really liked it. The 3 together gave the creams a little bit of texture, a little bit of something different to the finish, and I really like that. For me, creams on their own are okay, but I feel like I would have liked this better as a plain Skittle rather than trying to do the lazy gradient, but I wanted to use all the colors. Therefore, I ended up with a 10 polish manicure. The pastels that I used were the Helios Luminor, the purple one. I'm not sure what this is called. I don't have a name sticker on this one. I used Honest and True by Olive and June, which is one of my favorite powdery blue polishes. I used Get Real by Ultra HD Snap. I really like this line as well. I used Lucky by LA Colors. This is a super pretty, like bleached neon type of green. Another Ultra HD Snap here. This one is Making the Most. Another really pretty soft yellow. Good Vibes, which is kind of a peachy or pastel orange type of color by LA Colors. as well as I used my No Name by Julep, this little coral polish that I'm working on finishing in my project polish. So I used a ton of polishes on this one and it turned out pretty cute. The next one, you guys, I'm so happy to report I am starting to like Tanea a lot better now. The Julep Tanea that is in my project polish, I kind of really hated it at the beginning, honestly, and now I'm starting to love it. I just realized I need to put toppers on it. This little one does not have a name, but it has bars, hex, and multiple like different colors of hex glitters in there. There's also like a translucent glitter. Worked out pretty good. But another topper that I like with Tanea, so glad to finally like Tanea because I do have 2 bottles of it and finding things that works with it is really helping me use it up. Next one, oh my gosh, you guys, I was kind of wary to wear this one. For some reason, I felt like it was going to make me have lobster claw hands and pull my skin ultra red. The thing is, when I wore this, I was beyond stunned and now I just want to wear it all the time. This one is Bluebird Lacquers. It's me, Jessica, from February Polish Pickup 2023. I think this is my only Bluebird lacquer too, so I definitely want to look more into the brand. This is a really pretty, shifty, very almost metallic looking with the shimmer that's in there, and then it has these micro hollow flake. This is a gorgeous polish. Cannot wait to wear it again. So, so pretty. The next manicure is a duo of polishes. I used the Lilac Sea French Tip Avon polish from my project polish, and then I topped it with Chris by Julep, which is also in my project. I had never used this one as a topper, but I figured I would try it, and I really liked the way these two paired together. The silver and blue particles over the gray, it just looks like it's meant to be. It looks like one polish. It looks so nice. I don't know, I really liked this combo and I could see myself wearing it again. Next up, I wore one of my red-eyed lacquer polishes. This is so stinking cute. This looks like a daffodil smoothie. Oh my gosh, I love this polish. It's so cute. Definitely gives me like daisy or daffodil vibes. It has this really pretty golden flake in there. It's got the black fleck and it's in this really interesting yellow base. It's like a grayed off but kind of crelly yellow base. I loved the way this one looked. It did take 4 or 5 coats to build it up on me. I did do this one in a really sheer like thin coat, but I really, really liked it. Like this is definitely so, so cute. Gotta be one of my favorite yellows. Oh my gosh, I love this polish. And this one is It Got Me, Gack by Red Eyed Lacquer. Next up, felt like a super summery duo. I loved this manicure. I would totally wear this again. This is 2 of my Julep polishes from my project polish. It is that Coral No Name polish as well as Oscar, which is just a golden glitter polish. So, so cute together. Oh my goodness. Loved this combo. I'm totally going to miss both of these polishes when they're gone though. They're both so lovely. Next up, I actually did another nail art this month. I did a cheetah or leopard mani. I used that No Name beige OPI as well as my No Name black polish from Heaven Lacquer from forever ago. And then I have White Tip by Sally Hansen Hard as Nails. So really simple colors, but such a cute mani. I love a cheetah mani and I do them a few times a year. Ooh, this next combo was so pretty. I used one of my No Name polishes from Jen & Berries. This is actually a prototype, really pretty soft pink polish. And then I went on top of that one with one of my all-time favorite toppers. This one is 542 by LA Colors Color Craze, and this is a multiple size hollow as well as this does have like a metallic pink micro glitter in there. It's just so cute and princessy. And the way it pairs, especially with a pink polish, is so cute. But I definitely like both of these polishes and they paired so lovely together. This next manicure, oh my gosh, I loved this polish and honestly still have it on my toes. I decided to do a petty when I did this mani. It's just such a pretty polish. I felt like it would look so nice and it totally does. I love this one. This is like an indie style polish from the Dollar Tree. This is Candy Moyo's 927. This is a stunning polish. Unfortunately, I did not let it dry long enough and I only got to wear it for one day, not even a full day, like a full 24 hours. Like I wore it for a few hours one day. So sad. It's such a pretty color, and I know I'm gonna have to pull for it again. I feel like end of summer, fall is when this is calling for, so you may see this again in the future. It's such a pretty polish. I'm super glad I get to enjoy it a lot longer as a petty though. It hasn't chipped yet, and I'm really loving it. So I definitely think it was because I didn't let it dry on my hands long enough, because I got some pushbacks and chips right away. And last but not least, we have Colores de Carol Melanoma Awareness Box Sunfighter. This was a Polish Nook exclusive, and this was a charity polish. This is such a cute polish. Another one I did not get to wear long enough. At least I got like 24 hours out of this one. But this is another one so cute. I might be pulling for it again soon. A Colores de Carol Crelly is just so stinking cute, and this one, my gosh, it has some really interesting glitters. They're like rectangle glitters. I've never seen those before, and it just gave something a little interesting and different, like compared to any of the other Crellys or polishes in general that I have in my collection. But this one does have some beautiful shifty flakies, and I just really, really enjoyed this one. But that was all the manicures that I wore for April 2024. 23 manis, 43 polishes, so many untrieds. I had a lot of fun this month and was super excited to finally get back into doing a little bit of nail art. I've definitely missed it and gotta get back to it. I'd love to know if you had any favorites this month down in the comments, but that's it for this one, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until next time, friends, thanks so much for hanging with me.